Hello, everybody. This is Joseph Basic, and welcome to the Fired Up Network. Welcome to Raw after WrestleMania Rewind, Monday, April 4th. Raw WrestleMania week is now over after we conclude this show. What a wild, wild week for you at the Fired Up Network, the only independent network provided shows aplenty, but it's not over. On the audio side tomorrow, we'll provide an interview with Samoa Joe, and on Wednesday, Cody Rhodes. All right, let's get to it. Raw after WrestleMania from Dallas, Texas, the American Airlines Center. Starts off with a WrestleMania video package. Jimmy Smith, Corey Graves, and Baron Saxton on commentating. Mike Rome was the ring announcer. Cody Rhodes came out, made his entrance dressed in a suit. He slapped hands on his way to the ring, stopped to hug a huge fan before the crowd was chanting Cody and welcome back. Cody then took the microphone and explained why he came back. And he gave a very touching story. He was tearing up at the time. He talked about, well, they showed it on the Titantron, his dad, Dusty Rhodes, if you will. Dusty had a picture they showed on the Titantron from September 26, 1977, where he was holding the WWF belt at Madison Square Garden. And Cody said, well, one day I'm going to win that belt and I'm going to present it to my dad, Dusty. And Cody couldn't because Dusty has unfortunately passed away, but he is made his contention clear. He is going to win or want to win the WWE title. And then Seth Rollins came out all smugged, wearing sort of a pink suit, laughing, and shaked Cody's hand. A good way to start off Raw. The broadcasting team hyped up Roman Reigns appearing, Randy Orton, Riddle, Finn Balor versus Jimmy J and Austin Theory, and Bianca Belair for later on the show. New WWE Ladies Tag Team Champions Sasha Banks and Naomi made their entrance. A video package there for WrestleMania Hollywood next April, April 1st and 2nd from SoFi Stadium. Then Sasha Banks and Naomi took on Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. Um, Sasha and Naomi defeated Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan in about 9 minutes in a non-title match. Afterwards, Ripley entered the ring, looked frustrated. Morgan tried to speak to her, but Rhea turned and left the ring. Then Kevin Owens stood in the ring and admitted he underestimated Stone Cold Steve Austin. Admitted Stone Cold Steve Austin still has it, but he was injured, so it shouldn't count. Out of nowhere, you see a guy named Ezekiel come out, and it is actually a shaven little cut hair of Elias. Yes, Elias and Kevin Owens had a spat. Kevin Owens said, "You got 10 seconds to leave my ring." And he counted to 10, and he left the ring. The Miz took on Dominic Mysterio with Rey Mysterio. The Miz beat Dominic Mysterio in about 30 seconds. Veer Mahan made his entrance and destroyed Dominic and Rey Mysterio. Then the broadcasting team uh, talked about how WrestleMania made some huge headlines. Bianca Belair made her entrance. She had a black eye. She said it's good that she lost the title because it makes her better. Now she regained the title, and she will take on any comers. Then Jimmy Smith hyped up the NXT Championship match between Braun Breaker and Dolph Ziggler for now. And Dolph Ziggler came out with Robert Roode taking on Braun Breaker for the NXT title. And we got a new NXT champion. Yes, new NXT champion, Braun Breaker defeating Dolph Ziggler. So Dolph Ziggler cannot make WrestleMania, but he makes the night after WrestleMania. and loses the NXT title. So I don't get this, but he's lost Saturday. Braun Breaker lost Saturday only to win it on Raw, which maybe is a bigger stage. Then MVP stood in the ring and introduced Bobby Lashley, almost came out and wanted his rematch. And then MVP turned on Bobby Lashley, almost an MVP, beat the tar out of Bobby Lashley. Then backstage, Liv Morgan approached Rhea Ripley and said she took off because she asked Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce for a tag team title match, and that will take place next week. Queen Selena and Carmella made their entrance, and Selena delivered a promo saying the reason why she lost the tag team titles is because Carmella, and they had an argument and they fought, and then Carmella went to Cody Graves, but Selena beat them down. Corey Graves was looking after his soon-to-be wife. Backstage, the Usos spoke to Austin Theory, saying they won their match. Austin Theory lost it. Aren't you ashamed and all that? So then it was Finn Balor and Randy Orton and Riddle teaming up against Austin Theory, Jimmy, and Jey Uso. And Austin Theory and the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Jimmy and Jey Uso, beat Raw Tag Team Champions, Randy Orton, Riddle, and Finn Balor in about 8 minutes, 25 seconds. Edge came out, stood in the ring, and he called the fans sheep, and he called them stupid and everything like that. And he didn't even know that Damian Priest would come out and help him at WrestleMania, but he's thankful. Damian Priest came out and said he was in awe of Edge. He's great to join Edge. AJ Styles comes out to try to do the number, but gets beaten down by Edge and Damian Priest. Chad Gable and Otis were at ringside. Coming out during a commercial break, the Street Profits, Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins took on the Alpha Academy, Gable and Otis in a Texas Tornado match. Another 8-minute match. The Street Profits get the victory. Then Jimmy Smith announces next week AJ Styles versus Damian Priest, Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan for the women's tag team titles, and Rey Mysterio versus Veer all next week on Raw from Detroit. Then, in what was the main event of Raw after Mania, Roman Reigns came out with Paul Heyman and the Usos. They said, he is the main event. Paul Heyman said he is the highest box office this year, biggest grossing SummerSlam, biggest grossing Survivor Series, biggest grossing Royal Rumble, and biggest grossing WrestleMania. He's the man. And Friday on SmackDown, we'll see what's next for Roman Reigns and the Usos. That's how Raw after Mania concluded. So we had MVP turning, Veer coming out, a new NXT champion in Braun Breaker, sort of a tease with Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley. Now I want to say this about Edge's new, I guess, group. It's going to be Edge. It's going to be Damian Priest. It looks like it may be somebody for an NXT, and they want a lady in it, and maybe it's going to be Rhea Ripley. That's what I have heard also. That does it for WrestleMania week here on the Fired Up Network TV style. But don't forget, in 182 platforms, tomorrow, Samoa Joe interview, Wednesday, Cody Rhodes interview. Take care. Have a great night. Joseph Pasek for Fired Up Network.